Our guest speaker tonight, Steffan Postaer. He's the Executive Creative Director at EuroRSCG, which is just down the street. You can kind of see their offices. You can walk by and maybe leave your portfolio there once you got it finished in the lobby. Anybody ever do that? Just leave it?
Well, they don't just throw it in the door and run.
That's what I was thinking. Anyway, Steffan worked at Leo Burnett. I'm not sure of every part of your resume, but worked at Leo Burnett and created one of the more successful print outdoor campaigns, the Altoids campaigns, and has recently written a novel about advertising. I'm sure it paints advertising in the best possible light, but I can't be certain. And that's been the only other thing I was going to say. Steffan's father's a wonderful guy, also works in the ad business, and I'm sure desperately wanted him not to be in the ad business, as all fathers would, but look, he did it anyway. So anyway, thanks for coming.
Thank you. So, does everybody know essentially what my topic was going to be tonight? Show of hands if you know. Kept it a secret. All right. Well, I don't have a reel or any video for you. I'm going to do this all by myself. It's all about me. And what I want to speak to you on is presentation skills, talking about your work, advocating for your work, selling your work. It is more critical than ever. I'll talk about it in depth, how if it's not something that you're ever going to be good at, there's ways that you can get good at it. And there's also realities that you can adjust to so that you can have a successful, lucrative career even if you're not a bang-up public speaker. I want to talk about all that stuff because I don't know that at this school or any advertising school they actually do talk about that stuff. But it's profound how significant becoming an adept advocate for your work means to your career path. It's important for all the obvious reasons, and then some of the intangibles, your charisma and personality, how you project yourself, needs to be in some ways magnified, or let's just say your best foot should always be put forward, because a client, a boss, a partner, all these people want you to be the guy. They want to eventually have you come out of the cubicle where you've been making these terrific adverts and get on an airplane and go sell them. If you can't be the guy you put on an airplane, you are going to be the backup singer or the guitarist, which is awesome. You got to have that in a band or in a partnership. But I will say this, if you can become the guy who gets on an airplane with gal, you will go further and make more money. And just kind of be more clear than that. And for that reason alone, I think it's stupidly important. And it's not something you should leave to the account executive. That just doesn't happen. Back in the day, there was this idea that creatives do the work and the account guy goes and sells it. It's so not happens. That's so not my reality. It wasn't when I was your age, really, a little bit more, and it's certainly not that way now. You guys you're on Facebook, you're on MySpace. It's all about you're your own brand. You already know that. There's certain creatives out there who actually market themselves when they're sending their books around. These two dots that sort of gallivant around the globe getting big-time jobs, and they're a kind of a brand suite and then portfolio. So who are you? And then there's your portfolio. Your portfolio is just one part of the puzzle piece that will come into the decision of hiring you. I will tell you, for me, it's 50%. It's half. That's may seem like shockingly low, but it also can seem shockingly high because charisma, personality, let's face it, that's what we do. We try to give our brands and our clients charisma and personality. So if you don't have it, why would a client or a boss think that you're capable of imparting it onto a brand? If you are the guy who stares at your shoes and mumbles, or is cynical and dark, or is defensive, the worst cliche, there's two cliches in this business that are absolutely true. The anal, fear-driven account executive, and the one that I'm going to own up to, because I was there for a while, is the defensive and petulant creative person. I think they're both obnoxious. They're both something you want to get out of your system. Here, right, get it out of you, because one, this thing, you'll realize the business ideas will be kicked on the door and get thrown on a bus. Your full half a dozen in madmen pull through the nonsense on. So your own personality and comport in the office, and importantly, when you get opportunity about your work, is it's about. I'm going to refer somewhat notes. I started writing this and putting it together into my blog that I do, and my own pimp job. Do go to Gods of Advertising. I try to think of people like you when I write for this blog, and in this case, I'm going to put the distillation of what I talked to you about tonight in two parts. One just posted, and then the other on Monday. When I was introduced, the part of public speaking, selling your work, presenting your work, that's something you can control, and it's already happened. When the professor, is that how he likes to refer to him? The teacher, that guy, the director, when he introduced me, he said something about my pedigree, my family history, my success, the book I wrote. All of that could be controlled before you ever get up onto a stage, and if you can control it, you absolutely should. If I can tell somebody, an account executive or the CEO, wherever I'm working with on the team, hey, don't forget to talk about, and this is all figured out and rehearsed, but just to sort of dumb it down, if I say, hey, I did the Altoids campaign and it was big, that sounds kind of arrogant and a little bit like, you know who I think I am. But if he says it, it's completely gracious. It's completely acceptable. So one of the first tricks is tell your partner or the choreographer of the meeting to give you some props, to set you up, so that when you walk out there, there's already a bunch of credibility built in. I can't tell you how many times I've seen screw this up when they I've had an account exec, I remember a pitch for Maytag a long, long time ago, and the fellow came out, and he went into this sort of strange rant about how he was in his hotel room the night before, and he noticed that the air conditioner was a Maytag, and that it was broken, and he couldn't sleep at all, and welcome Steffan Postaer. I was like, what the fuck did you just do to me? First of all, you're disrespecting the client's contraption, and that's the best you can do to get me up in front and to be an advocate for Maytags, to talk about your awful experience the night before because of the client's product. That was brutal. That stuff can happen. Mostly it's rehearsed out of it, but before you even start, and you guys can apply it in your arc, your career arc, right at the beginning here, by trying to figure out ways beyond your portfolio that you can be set up. Clearly, an email from somebody who gives a shit that has credibility. Some other way beyond just what your book is. Is there a way you can influence the person before you even get there? And with social networking, it's more possible than ever.